Tuesday, August 10th. I am climbing 3 mountains today. I'm going to do Parkman Mountain. Bald Peak is right behind that. And then a little short hike up to Gilmore Mountain. So I'm doing this because that's the logical way to do it. They're all right next to each other. You really have to climb one to get to the next. Also, I missed a week or two because of bad weather. And it's already mid-August almost, so I can knock off 3 mountains in one day. I don't know, 4 to 6 hours. We'll see how long it takes. I am parked at the Norumbega Mountain entrance, but across the street, you can get to the Parkman Trail. So, should be a simple loop. Maybe I'll post a map and we'll go from there. All right, gonna go climb some mountains. So I started here at the across the street from the Norumbega Mountain. I climbed up the Parkman Trail, crossing the carriage roads 3 times. I went to Parkman Summit. I came back to Bald Peak. I went back over Parkman up to Gilmore and then back down the same way I went up. So that's what you'll see in this video. So here we are just across the street from the Norumbega Mountain. So you can see Parkman Mountain, some other trails. As you can see, there is quite a few cars here. So let's get off this wonderful expanse of asphalt and see some nature. Just a few minutes in, Parkman Mountain Trail. So, Parkman Mountain, 1.5 miles, something. Anyway, we'll get there. Just a couple minutes to our first carriage road crossing. We're gonna continue up the trail. Steep walk, about 10-15 minutes. Very clearly marked. That brings us to our second of, I think, 3 crossings of carriage roads. So, gonna keep going. 3 of 3. It's just a few minutes more. Gonna continue up the Parkman Mountain Trail. I kind of wonder what this cone's doing here. It's just being real bright. Keep up the good work, cone. About a half hour in and we're starting to get some big rocks, so we're gonna climb up there. Sort of rock climbing. There's a metal rung up there, so getting a little steep. It's neat when trees fall over and all the roots pull up and you can kind of see the underneaths, the bottoms of the tree. So we're just gonna keep climbing up and up and up. Nice vantage point up here. You can see there's a little valley. And then over there, I don't know if that's Gilmore or Bald, that's probably Bald Peak. And then this continues along this ridge, so lovely up here. You will get your hands dirty on Parkman Mountain because there's no way to climb up these rocks without using all 4 of your limbs. It's a fun hike though so far. That looks like a little cave over there. Should we go look at it? Let's go check it out. What was in the cave? I'll never tell. It'll be a mystery. Interesting view up here. This is facing due north from Parkman Mountain. If you look way in the distance, you can see the ocean. That's the bay up north. And then this long expanse of water is some sound. And then that's Norumbega. And then if you look way, way down here, you can see Northeast Harbor and the other ocean in the south. So that's the whole island right there. kind of interesting perspective up here. Nearing the top, we continue up the Parkman Trail to Parkman Mountain. Parkman Mountain Trail is the way we came back to the parking area or on to Bald Peak. So we're just gonna dash up to the summit of Parkman, come back and go up Bald Peak. So here we are on Parkman. And there's a sign for the Grandient Trail too, but we're gonna go back and take the Bald Peak Trail. But lovely up here, even if it is hot and sticky. The map says you are here, but you're not here really. You're watching a video someplace. Facing due east, there's a ridge over there. There's this nubbly ridge that's sort of close. And then directly south, there's this mass up there, and there's people on it. I don't know if you can see them in the video, but I think that's where we're headed. I think we're going to Bald Peak. So here we are scrambling down this ledge to Bald Peak. So it kind of descends into a little valley. That's kind of fun, and then I don't know how fun it'll be going back up. And it's a little cooler in the woods. So I'm enjoying that. Bald Peak. That is Parkman right over there that we were just on. And the sound. And I think you can see the fog rolling in over there to the south. So hopefully we can get where we're going, which I think is over there somewhere, Gilmore, before we're walking in the clouds. So I'm gonna go find out where we're going next. It's really quite stunning to watch this fog. It's like there's a cloud coming and it's 200 feet away. And then it's just creeping closer and closer. It's really kind of spectacular. So there's just these two little scrambles up and down to get to Bald Peak, but now we're gonna go back to Parkman and follow that Sargent Trail we looked at earlier to Gilmore. And that's what we're gonna do. Sometimes my knee sort of pops out of place. I can kind of feel it. And then I just kind of gotta massage it. And whatever it is, it just kind of gets back where it's supposed to be. So never had it looked at or anything. It's just something that happens. But even just that feels better. So, you know, one of those things. While we're looking at my legs, I got this bump right here. It's like a little ridge. It's hard to see, I guess, in the video. I don't know. I had an x-ray done of it. They couldn't tell me what it was. They said, well, it's not a bone abnormality and it's not a foreign object. We can't tell you what it is. That was like years ago, so it hasn't killed me yet. Anyway, that's enough about my legs. That was leg minute. So I climbed back up to the Parkman summit, and now we're going past that around the backside of Parkman to Gilmore Peak. That is the plan. It's starting to feel a little misty because the clouds are rolling into the valley. If you want to know what hiking with me would really be like, it'd just be like 2 hours of leg minute. Some muddy spots here. This is what kept me from hiking last week because we got 2 inches of rain and it would have been real dangerous up here, but we're getting through it now pretty well. I think it is starting to sprinkle. Sprinkles on the surface. Starting to descend quite steeply. I guess this is the side of Parkman. I imagine we'll have a little valley at the bottom and then we'll start going up to Gilmore. Standing very still because this is really quite precarious, so I'm going to put the phone away and concentrate on not falling off this mountain. But it looks like quite a climb down. Given the ground conditions and the drizzle that's coming down right now, I would say this is the most dangerous thing I've probably done so far this spring and summer. Very steep, uneven ground that is slick. So I'm paying attention and going real slow. That was something. Glad I didn't fall. Glad I took my time. It was fun, but boy, you gotta be careful out here. And now we're in a valley with a little stream, and that's just lovely. I've come to a crossroads in the middle of the woods, which is real interesting because literally the middle of nowhere. We've got Parkman Mountain, we just came from there. Giant slide trail, we're not doing that one. Or Maple Spring. We're gonna follow the Grandient Trail. It says Sergeant Mountain, but we're not going that far. So we're gonna keep going. Convenient map here. You can see I've just got a little squiggle to get up to Gilmore. Fortunately, I'm not taking this trail because it's closed, though they don't tell you why. I always think of space aliens too when I see this "you are here." Because if you were looking at this from a telescope and you were a light year away, you would be looking at this map and a year would have already passed here. So you wouldn't even be looking at it now. You'd be looking at it a year ago and looking at my finger and I'd be somewhere else. Who knows? I'll have to see if I can dub in some Sepultura. Though that would probably violate my copyright, at least on the YouTubes. Roots, bloody roots. Here's a tree covered with sap. Sap. I got sapped. Yuck. I tried wiping the sap off with a rock and now I have a dirty hand, but it smells really, really good. It smells like pine, so if you ever want to smell good smelling hands, just wipe some pine sap on your hands. Approaching the summit of Gilmore. That last little half-inch of squiggle on the map took, I don't know, half an hour. It's pretty steep to get up here. And of course the fog's rolling in, so I don't know what we're gonna see. Made it to Gilmore Peak. I met some nice people from Baltimore. Talked about hiking. We found this guy's driver's license. I don't know if I should be putting that on the internet, but there it goes. Gonna send that to Oregon. Sorry, Shane. Don't know how this got here, but hope it finds you. I'll drop it in the mailbox. It was pretty surreal to find that guy's driver's license. I talked to those folks at the top about what I should do. They said I should just pop it in the mailbox. And I guess the post office will return it. But then I thought if he's come all the way from Oregon, he may need his license to get back on a plane. So maybe I'll drop it off at the police station in Northeast Harbor or Bar Harbor. I'll have to think about what I should do. I think probably dropping it off at the police station, he might call them and say, hey, I was hiking. I think I might have lost something. So maybe that's what I'll do. Steady rain now. I've asked a few people if they were from Oregon, but they said no. I mean, this guy just looks like every other guy. Granted, I'm not great with facial recognition. So I'm just gonna go to Bar Harbor and drop it off at the cop shop and he'll have his license again. I'm gonna try not to break my neck on these wet rocks and climbing down Gilmore, back to Parkman, back to the car. On the one hand, a wet, dangerous path. On the other, the beautiful sound of a forest in the rain. So yeah, I wasn't real crazy about climbing down this when it wasn't raining. So now I'm gonna climb up it. I guess I'll let you know how it goes. Here we go, onward and upward. Pretty easy to get back to Parkman Mountain. That's what I'm descending now. Except for that a little bit of confusion there in the Grand Trail where I headed north instead of south, but it forms a little V at the top of Gilmore, so I guess you got to be careful of that. But heading back to the car, feeling pretty accomplished and survived the rain. Sometimes you just walk along and space out, and that's kind of really nice actually, especially when a lot of things happen. A lot of things happened up there, a lot of people. I had to talk to dogs and give directions to people, and people lost things, and I don't know. I'll be happy to get back to the car on my quiet little side of the island. Back at the car, having climbed Parkman and Bald Peak and Gilmore. Fun day. Parkman's great. Very crowded though. A lot of people on the trails. I would just get to that sign that says Bald Peak. I do that first. It's really just an outlook, 20 minutes, half an hour. Then climb back to Parkman, and then the far side of Parkman and up Gilmore if you want some extra steps and some cardio, which is what it was today. That was actually the most difficult and strenuous part, but with the weather, there's no view, so there wasn't much to see up there. I guess I'm going to Bar Harbor to drop off that guy's driver's license and reward myself with some frozen pizza. That's the plan. Good day. I'm not even sure what's up next. I'll have to check. Something exciting in next week. Are you gonna help me edit this video, or are you too wound up? You gonna climb your own mountain? I think you're gonna jump up there and it's gonna be spectacular. You're gonna knock that bag over. Must get in bag.